Good morning and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question to the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocket.radio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
All right, it is Coffee Ann time here on ON, AM, and FM. Thanks for joining us on this Thursday morning. It's June 8th in the year 2023. This is Joe Callahan. Thanks for joining us this morning. That's Bob Lauder. Hey, Bob.
Good morning. Good to be with you.
Good to have you with us. Emily Hayden-Sheen from the call is here. I am.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. Nice to have you here. We're expecting Steve D'Agostino to join us from the city around 8:30 this morning. Yes. And not sure about Scott McGee, so he may be here. He may not. It's the way it goes. All right. Before we get into everything, Em, it's time for our first message from the Call newspaper.
Yes. So, big announcement.
All right.
So,
you want a drum roll? Yes.
So, we are back with everybody knows it as the Reader's Choice Awards, but we've rebranded, and it's the Community Choice Awards.
Ooh.
So, because it's a community...
I choose Woonsocket.
And, we have the Reader's Choice Awards for the Woonsocket Call, and then we have the Reader's Choice Awards for the Pawtucket Times. But it's a great program. It's packed with more value than ever. Basically, it's a marketing campaign. So it starts at the end of June, and it goes all the way until October, which is great. We have 3 rounds this year. We have the Nominate Me round, we have the Vote For Me round, and we have the Votes Are In. And then we are actually having an event in November to crown the first, second, and third place winners for all the different categories. If you are interested in signing up and getting out there, promoting right away, the deadline is June 21st. And we have some great programs. The smallest program that we have is an 1/8 of a page package. You get 4 1/8-page ads in the pub of your choice. You also get 1 enhanced listing online. You get 2,500 digital impressions on top of the promoting in the ads. And you get your logo, contact information running on Facebook and on the contest house ads, which runs 12 times. And it's only, if you do just the Woonsocket Call, it's $150. But the bonus is that the $150 is split between June and July. So it's only $75 a month for all of that value. So if you are interested, please give me a call at 401-767-8500.
All right, Em, very good.
You know, she does those very well, completely extemporaneously.
Yes.
It's amazing.
You have to read yours.
I have to read mine, and I stumble over them. You're great.
Thank you.
So, Bob, we want to hire you.
You do?
Yes, because we want to sue...
For cash?
No. Well, sure. It's up to you. But we want to sue Canada.
Canada, okay.
Oh, for all the smoke.
The smoke and the wildfires. Because they don't seem to be doing anything about it up there. So let's get on the stick.
I thought it was, providing atmosphere for down here.
Well, it's
I
providing
heard
some
you.
atmosphere.
I heard you playing Smokey Joe's Cafe this morning.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
It all comes together.
And actually, you could always play the song Wildfire.
Oh!
Yes. Well, we've been playing our litany of smoke songs. But we did get a note that was called in, 766-1240, and it has to deal with the wildfires. The residue of the smoke could get worse, possibly, and linger around. Consider this. We're still in the first week of June. Summer is not yet upon us.
Exactly.
The heat of the upcoming weeks could fuel the fires up there. And if they're not controlled, and I don't know, are they even trying to put them out?
I believe so.
Okay.
I will say, it's very ominous outside.
Yeah.
Watching TV this morning, the local news, New York, you could not see anything yesterday. It was like pea soup. and
Worst in the world
worst in the world
of air quality
of air quality
was in New York City.
was in New York City yesterday. And, it doesn't seem like it's going to get better anytime soon.
So you know what's bad? When the Yankees game was canceled in New York City last night, the Philadelphia Phillies game in Philadelphia was canceled last night.
Yes.
And there was a WNBA game. They play inside in New York. That was still canceled because the air quality is so bad.
I'm surprised about the indoor one because I would
So
have
was
thought
I, but
air
let's let you know how
conditioning.
bad it is.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
And a lot of people, especially in those parts where the air quality is worse than here, everybody's advising people to wear masks.
now mask up again, yeah.
Yeah, mask up again.
Because it's so bad, and not just your cloth masks. They want the real good ones.
Yes.
The N95 masks
Yeah.
to filter out because they don't know all the fine little particles that are in the smoke.
Exactly. And especially for, anybody who has respiratory issues or, that are, older.
Mm-hmm.
It's people have, reported that their throat is burning
Yeah.
and,
their eyes.
in their eyes, they're coughing, it's causing headaches, things like that.
We have our own smoke issue, and that is out in Hawaii. Kilauea has
Yes,
erupted
has
again.
erupted.
So, we're contributing to it also.
Yeah.
So it's going to go up in the atmosphere and just come east.
I
We'll see that smoke in like a week.
I have no idea.
All right, so that's what's going on with the smoke. This is one of those things we can talk about it, but we can't do anything about it.
Exactly. It's Mother Nature.
That's right. All right, of course, the big story in Rhode Island yesterday was the crash at the Subway sandwich shop in Smithfield.
Yes.
Tell me about it because I didn't see that.
Ooh, bad car
Bad.
accident. A car racing not racing, just going fast in the parking lot, crashed into the Subway. So fast, he crashed into the front part of the wall, then the back part of the wall, which crashed into the Planet Fitness.
Wow.
They're attached. Trapped 2 people under the car. 1 person has died.
Oh my goodness.
5 people injured. The 5, including the driver. The driver did not die. So 4 go to Rhode Island Hospital. The driver goes to Miriam. I don't know why. They haven't released any names yet on anything. And now the Subway is closed indefinitely, and the Planet Fitness is closed indefinitely.
How
And
large?
they must be furious.
How large was the vehicle that did
It's
this?
a 4-door sedan. But it was just going at a high rate of speed in the Apple Valley Mall.
In the parking lot, or did it
In the
come off the
parking lot.
highway? And
Coming down the road, they just
they're not sure.
they're not sure. They said he was going at a high rate of speed. Didn't know if he was having a medical emergency or what, and didn't try to stop, and it crashed right into the
Wow.
around 2.
Yeah, I think it
maybe
was.
a little earlier. So there were a few and workers and customers hurt inside the Subway.
Jeez.
It's awful.
Yeah, it's
Absolutely awful.
It's really bad. So
Absolutely awful. That's why I always pay attention to your surroundings.
yeah, and,
'Cause you never know.
But if you're standing at the counter ordering some food and you don't
that's right.
expect to be hit from behind by a
truck
speeding
or a
vehicle.
car, yeah.
Right.
That's why I'm always like when I go into stores and I like seeing the big rock pillars
Yes.
in front of the store. I
The
think,
barriers.
this will stop something. I'll at least slow it down. But when you're smaller like that, you don't have things like that. It's
No.
Yeah.
so they don't know if it was a targeted thing, if it was just like they said, the medical emergency. They just
Wow.
slipped, fell asleep. I don't know. We don't have any. So everything's under investigation
Jeez.
right now. So, all right. So that's what happened yesterday there in Smithfield. We'll have more information on that as it becomes available. So another story from yesterday is so funny. I was just talking to Dave about this yesterday. I don't know if you people know this, but ever since I was from a young child, and I still keep tabs on it, I follow the fascinating world of professional wrestling. And
Okay.
we lost one of the all-time great bad guys yesterday in the Iron Sheik. Passed
name
away.
is familiar.
Really?
81 years old.
Wow.
And what a fascinating story for this guy. Originally from Iran, he participated in the 1968 Pan Am Games. Now, in Iran at that time,
The Shah was in charge.
Shah was in charge, and that's important to know.
Right.
The wrestling is their big sport. and you're a national hero if you're good and you're winning.
Okay.
So he participates at the Pan Am Games. He's very good, but there's someone even better than him, who he looks to as a mentor and as a great man. Well, when he comes out of that, he starts working. The wrestler that died starts working for the Shah's family. He's a bodyguard because these guys are huge.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so he's a bodyguard for the Shah's family. Well, the other guy, that's a national hero. He's like a Babe Ruth, all right, in that country. He's very vocal about the Shah and his regime, and he criticizes it. Well, doesn't that guy die under very mysterious circumstances? And it's never proven how he actually died. Well, this guy that just passed away, he goes, it's the Shah's family has done this. And he goes, if he would do it to this guy, who's a national hero,
Yes.
loved by everybody in the country, could he do it to me? So he got out of the country
Wow.
without speaking a word of English. No, 2 words. He knew someone's name. He flies to the United States, and he got a hold of the U.S. Olympic wrestling coach. Told him what's going on, and he hires him. And he is an assistant U.S. Olympic wrestling coach for the USA team for the 1972 and 1976 Olympics.
Wow.
Wow.
He's a coach. I'm like, wow. And
Yeah.
so after that, well, I think he gets married. He marries an American woman so he can stay here.
Right.
But he was actually
But
in
they
love.
were in love.
Yes, not just to stay here. But now I got to make more money. And so the Olympic coach said, go see this guy in Minnesota. He's a promoter. Become a professional wrestler. You can make a lot of money. So he does. Goes and trains and learns how they do it and like that. Of course, he's got his whole Greco-Roman wrestling background, so he knows what he's doing. And so he goes to there and he turns pro. And he's a good guy off the bat. And but his career's not really taking off, and he's not making the kind of money he really needs to make. And so he asked, well, what should I do? Well, and then now we're getting into the late 70s. What's going on in Iran?
The Shah has been overthrown, and the
Yeah.
Ayatollah comes in.
Yep.
And the hostages have been taken.
Right.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
there's very, Iranian sentiment here. We hate them. He shaves his head. He grows his mustache into a handlebar mustache, and he becomes a pro-Iranian, and he becomes the baddest guy going. Always putting down America, how America is lousy, and Iran is the greatest, and the Ayatollah is the best, and everybody hates him. But he does it on purpose. And what's so funny is no one exemplified the American dream more than this guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Came here to make his fortune, and he did. So he just starts being the bad guy, and it's because of him. If this guy, it's always said in these circles, if it wasn't him, Hulk Hogan does not become the star
that he became.
becomes.
And that was my generation.
Yeah.
So I grew up, watching
Yeah.
wrestling, and Hulk Hogan was like the man.
So Hulk beats him
Yeah.
at Madison Square Garden to win the belt. So,
Right.
But it was a huge victory because this guy was great. The other funny story about this, I don't know if you know this. There's a promotion in Minnesota, and then there's Vince McMahon's promotion in
Yes.
New York.
Yeah.
Well, Hulk leaves. He went to Minnesota too.
Yeah, he did.
Hulk left that Minnesota to come to New York to be the champ, and the guy running the thing in Minnesota wasn't happy with him. He gets a hold of the Iron Sheik because he knows the match is coming up, and tells him, "Look, don't lose." Of course, it's pretty scripted and everything.
I thought it was.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
it is.
He says, "Don't lose to Hulk. Instead, break his leg, bring the belt to Minnesota, and I will give you $100,000."
Break
Which
his
was
leg.
which was a lot of money.
Back then. Oh
Back
yeah.
then. Yeah. And he could. These guys know how to break your bones.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Put them in a certain hold, put the right amount of pressure, it snap.
Okay.
And he didn't do it. How about that?
Well,
Good.
he had morals.
Well, yeah, bad for business kind of thing.
I
So-
thought, as you said, that most of these were pre-scripted. They
Well,
knew who
predetermined,
was
I should
supposed to be the winner
He was-
this time.
Even
Yeah.
the promoter in Minnesota knew Hogan was going to win.
Now, who is your favorite out of everyone?
Diamond Dallas Page is actually my favorite.
Me, Rowdy Piper.
Oh, Roddy Piper's great too.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then he just continues on with his Iran's great, and then he teams up with a Russian, and they were tag team, and Iran's great, Russia's great, America's lousy.
Yeah.
Oh, it is, and looking back on it now, it is so funny to watch.
Oh,
So,
it is.
It is. It's hysterical.
Like, it was the greatest thing when you were a kid.
Oh,
but
yeah,
then when
'cause
you
you
look
hated
back,
him.
and when
And
you look back at it,
now
it's
you
like,
laugh.
this is just silly.
Now he wrestled like about 4 or 5 years ago. Now he's in his 70s.
Yeah,
So at WrestleMania, they put together a 30-man battle royal. Do you know what a battle royal is, Bob?
absolutely no.
Okay, 30 guys in the ring at one time.
At one
Oh,
time.
great.
Okay.
How
And
do
then
they have a chance to move around?
Well, they can. There's
They
not much
can.
room, but they can. And the rule is they ring the bell and everything starts. And everyone starts, kind of beating up on each other. But the way to win is you got to throw someone out over the top rope. Their feet has to hit the ground. Okay.
Okay.
And so the last man standing
All right.
is the winner. Well, the Iron Sheik, his knees were shot,
Oh, yeah.
and he couldn't handle the fall. It's about a 6-foot fall from over the top down to the ground.
Right.
They said he'll be maimed. We can't do. So you know what they did? What they decided to do? He's the winner.
Whoa.
So they tell the other 29 guys the Sheik wins. Okay. And they all nod their head up and down. Oh, okay, fine. Because they're all going to get the same amount of money anyway. So
Yeah.
Okay.
that's so awesome that they did this. And then he became an internet sensation on social media. He was very, very funny. And then wherever he went in his later years, he was revered and people loved him. He was so hated for a while.
Right.
And then
The
people just
character.
loved him in his older age. And it's just so funny. A sad note, he had 3 daughters. One of them was strangulated
Oh, jeez.
by the guy she was dating. And I'm like, are you insane? You're dating a professional wrestler's daughter and you kill her? You know what he's going to do to you?
Yeah.
I would think, yeah.
Part of the biography I saw, he actually went to like his sentencing at one time. He had a razor blade. The Sheik had a razor blade in his mouth. That's how you get through security. He was going to slit his throat. And and he told his family this, and his other daughter said, "Dad, you can't do this. We just lost." Her name was Marissa. We just lost her. We can't lose you to. So he didn't do it. So amazing.
But when he came over here the first time,
Yeah.
he had a lot of foresight to have worked out who he could at least have contact with to
He had
try
names.
and try and establish himself.
Because he wrestled at the Pan Am Games against other countries, he knew who to speak to here. He wanted to get to the U.S. Olympic wrestling
Right.
coach
Yeah.
and tell him what's going on, and this is what I want to be here. So that's how he got started.
And he didn't speak English at the time. This takes a lot
And-
of
yeah,
planning and courage. And,
sometimes
and
it was tough
guts.
to understand anyway as he went along, but he did learn the language after a while. So, but it was too. He was 81 and he passed away.
Wow.
Yesterday.
Now,
So-
do we know what he passed?
They haven't said yet.
They haven't said.
Yeah, but he also had his troubles with drugs and alcohol. But he quit that. He did quit that a while ago. But it could have caught up with him. You never know. And all the landing on your back kind of thing
yeah.
kind of catches up with you too. So
Even though it's cushions, that,
not that much cushion.
but not that much. Exactly.
All right.
But they have 35 guys in
30.
the
30
guys
30
in the ring.
Yeah, all at one time, and it supports them. These are big guys. And they just start throwing guys out over the top rope, and until you
Okay.
get down to about 6, and then they can start actually doing the actual wrestling because now they have room.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Things. But it was always funny because, and I've seen it. 30 guys, one would be like Andre the Giant. All 29 would gang up on him.
Yeah,
to try to
because
pick him up
he was just
and throw,
so
'cause he
big.
was so large.
Oh, jeez.
One person can't do it. We need everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
And it worked.
Yeah.
All right, we got to take a break here on the Coffee AM program. So, time for a second message from the Call newspaper.
Yes. So for the Woonsocket Call and the Pawtucket Times, we actually have a new section. So every Sunday for the Woonsocket Call and every Saturday for the Pawtucket Times, we actually have our Blackstone Valley places. So this is a brand new section in our paper. It's towards the back. And what it basically pertains to is anything to do with homes, whether it's redoing your kitchen or purchasing a home or landscaping, your, curb appeal, things like that. And basically, it's a great promotion to either promote your business or if you're a realtor, to promote homes that are for sale. Even, real estate lawyers, obviously people need to do closings, so they need to have a lawyer.
Hopefully.
Hint, hint, Bob.
Hint, hint, Bob. But we have a great program. So we have obviously our ads, but you also, get on the website, so on and so forth. But with every print ad that you do in the package, we have a special program. So each of the print packages, if you add a feature story with any of the print programs, it's just an additional $200. And it's worth looking into to promote your business. We also have property feature stories as well. So we just started this. I think it was probably 2 weeks ago. So it's fairly new for up here. So if you are interested in any of our packages, we have a half-page ad, a quarter page, an eighth page, and then also a section front strip ad, which actually has already been purchased for a month, but it is on a monthly basis, these packages, and they are very affordable, and the value is obviously priceless when you are a contributor to the Blackstone Valley Places. My number is 401-767-8500 if you have any further questions on either doing the Woonsocket call for the Blackstone Valley Places or the Pawtucket Times.
All right, Em, thanks. Hey, the Coffee and program will continue. 766-1240 for comments and questions, and we got one to get to when we come back on the Coffee and program.
Hi, I'm Kathy LaValle at The Honey Shop. Check out our Facebook page at The Honey Shop RI, and there you'll see a whole list of our new classes and lots of fun things to do. You could join us for making limoncello, pizzas, pasta making, cheese making, so many fun things to do and learn.
Thanks, Kathy. Folks, if you love food, you'll love the Honey Shop, right behind the Dunkin' Donuts at Park Square in Woonsocket.
The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee in Pawtucket. They're a 62-year-old family business that roasts all its coffee right here in Rhode Island. Founded originally as Excellent Coffee Company, they provide great coffee to food service establishments throughout New England.
Have you heard of Scott McGee with RE/MAX Properties? He's been selling real estate in Rhode Island and Massachusetts for the last 17 years, and you can see that he loves what he does. Scott, as well as his team, take pride in what they call the fair and honest team. No gimmicks. And no, they're not buying your house if it doesn't sell, etc. Just fair and honest real estate. Scott personally works with tons of sellers and buyers and specializes in residential properties as well as commercial, and he's always very fair and offers super competitive rates. Remember, this is probably the biggest move in dollars that you will ever spend or receive. You want to go with a trusted and experienced agent. Scott is fair, honest, and modest, always puts the clients first, and he also dealt with literally almost any situation. You really need to look at your real estate needs as a business. You want to pay and get the right money now so that you're not paying for it later. Trust me. So why not give Scott McGee a call at 401-639-2906. That's 401-639-2906.
All right, it's Coffee and here on ON, AM, and FM. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callan here with Bob Lauder. Emily Haney Sheen is here as well. And Em, can we have Scott's number, please?
Sure. It's 401-639-2906.
All right, and one more time.
401-639-2906.
Very good. All right, we did a note that was called in, 766-1240, and they just want to know, there was a shooting on Elbow Street in Woonsocket last night. Does anybody know anything about it? And I took a quick look. I'm looking at Channel 12's website. And yes, police are investigating a shooting that occurred in Woonsocket late Wednesday night. Officers responded to the area of East School and Elbow Streets around 10 p.m. and blocked off several blocks near the World War II Veterans Memorial Park. One person was taken to Landmark Medical Center with gunshot wounds, according to Woonsocket Police. No word on their current condition. Channel 12 says they also saw police dogs searching the area, probably looking for a suspect. It's a developing story. That's all they have right now. So it looks like the person has not been apprehended that did the shooting. So
Wow.
that's what's going on here in the city of Woonsocket. All right. Well, it was announced yesterday, out of the city of Pawtucket, they will have fireworks at McCoy Stadium for the last time.
For the last
on
time.
July 3rd.
It's bittersweet.
It is, and well,
is.
it brought up a lot of questions for me. One is because I said and you got to listen to the story carefully. We're going to let you on the field to watch the fireworks. We're not going to let you into the stands. They don't say that, but guess what? I don't think you're going into the stands. Way too dangerous.
Why would it be dangerous?
3 years of not being
Of not
worked
being
on.
kept
Oh,
up.
kept
Oh,
up.
okay. All right. I see.
Yeah.
The animals have taken over.
Oh.
So there's pigeon stuff and
Oh,
rat
yeah.
stuff everywhere.
Everywhere.
When they
So-
demolish the stadium,
Yeah.
are they planning to sell any of the memorabilia, like the seats
Yes.
or things like that?
That is a plan. I don't know who. I guess the city will do that.
Yeah.
But nothing's been put in place yet.
Oh, all right.
The other thing I thought about is somebody at the city, and you know all the all the shakers and movers down there in Pawtucket, Em.
Yes, I do.
Someone has got to get out there and mow the lawn.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely
Yeah.
has to, because it's just been wild.
It
Oh,
it has.
So
it
it's,
has.
it's all overgrown. And the other thing is, and this is the sad part, when the Paw Sox left, they left all the advertisements up in the outfield.
yeah.
Right.
Well, the elements have gotten to it, and some have ripped, and now they're just flapping in the breeze.
Flapping in the breeze.
Oh, golly.
So it looks abandoned.
Yeah.
And it is.
Yeah.
So if they could take care of that, that would be good,
Which
too.
I mean, I would think that they would do as much as possible to make it
presentable.
for
Okay.
people to see the fireworks for
Yeah.
the last time. I
So
mean,
they were-
I grew up, going
Going to that
going to the fireworks there when I was very young, and it is a great fireworks show.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is. I
Now
mean, they've always
they
been
want to
known.
have live entertainment. They want to have food trucks.
Yeah.
I hope they I hope someone remembers to bring a generator, because I don't think the electricity is working.
No.
So
They also have
and-
to bring porta potties and things like that.
Yes.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, they will. And now fireworks don't usually shoot off till about 9 o'clock. I'm wondering about the lights. Do the lights at the stadium still work?
Well, they have a little time to figure that out.
Figure this all out. So I
Yes.
hope
Yes,
someone's
they
thinking
do.
of this besides me.
Yeah.
That we got to get down there and make it look at least presentable. But
Yeah,
pretty cool.
exactly.
Are you gonna
go? I don't believe so.
Okay.
I've seen a lot of the fireworks there anyway, and it's just sad for me to be by McCoy Stadium.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that way too. Yeah.
And but they're gonna let people
Likewise.
on the field, which is pretty cool. So if you ever want to go, and they used to cordon it off when the players played, when the team was there, you couldn't go on certain areas on the they didn't want you on the infield
Infield. Yeah.
because you might wreck it. But now if you want to go stand on the pitcher's mound, yeah,
Go right ahead.
You want to go sit in the dugout? Yeah, go right ahead. What do we care?
I can actually go from base to base and tell people that
You ran the bases, knocking people over. But yeah, you'll be able to do this.
Boy, oh boy.
And I told Dave this earlier. I said, there's been a lot said about Ben Mondor and just how smart he was. And when he took over the team, one of the things he did, he knew fireworks draws a crowd.
Oh yeah.
Well, every other team in the International League at the time, you always want to be home on the 4th of July to have fireworks.
Right.
And we all join a crowd. Well, Ben went ahead and said, he went to the International League. He said, I don't want to be home on the 4th of July. I want to be home on the 3rd of July. No other team was doing it. So he was given it.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a sure thing, Ben. Absolutely. You got it. Because no one else wanted it.
Yeah.
And then his team would leave and be somewhere else on the 4th. Because he always put the fireworks on the 3rd. And in case it rained, we'll do it on the 4th.
Right.
We just won't have a game on the 4th. And then eventually other teams saw, hey, there's a smart idea. We want to do that too. Sorry, only so many teams can have that, and Ben's going to be one of them because he's grandfathered in.
Exactly.
Brilliant.
Brilliant.
that he thought this up. So, and it worked every single year.
Yes.
10,000 people
Yep.
inside McCoy, another 20,000 outside McCoy.
And it
Wow.
was
For
a
fireworks.
sight to see.
I'm like-
It really was.
And he got it every single year.
Wow.
It's funny, they went up to Worcester, lost it completely. But they have fireworks on other nights and things like that. So, all right. So I'm glad they're doing it.
So am I.
Before, because this will be the last hurrah.
Yes.
Before they go and knock it down and build the high school.
Oh,
Yeah. And
it's still
that'll be even Saturday when the wrecking ball comes in and
exactly.
starts knocking it down.
exactly.
So, any word on that, Em? Have you heard? Of
No, I have not. But obviously, it's going to be a process because
Oh, yeah.
you know it is in a residential area, so there needs to be safety precautions
Oh, yeah.
and things like that, and obviously people are going to crowd around to watch it.
Absolutely.
So
Now, Bob, I would go to that.
You would?
And not, yes.
It's not going to hurt your
Of
feelings?
course, it's going to hurt even more.
Oh.
But I want to see it happen.
Oh.
Like, I wanted to go to Rocky Point when that got knocked down, and I wasn't able to make it for that. So,
poor Rocky.
'cause that was a crusher, too.
That was a crusher.
Yeah.
That was. I used to have birthday parties there every
Oh, yeah?
year. Yeah.
Did you ever swim in the pool?
No.
Never swam in the pool. It was salt
No.
water. I didn't see the point of it.
Yeah. No, but and we used to have father-daughter dances at
At the Palladium?
at the yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, the last one, you know, at the hall there, it was like the chowder,
Yeah,
you know,
the shore dinner hall.
Yeah, the shore dinner hall. I was
That tasted great, too.
I was a sophomore. I was a
Yeah.
sophomore in high school, and that was before they shut basically everything down.
You want a funny story?
Sure.
Of going to Rocky Point? I'm in high school, and a friend of mine gives me a call. He goes, "Hey, I'm going to Rocky Point with my girlfriend, and she's got a friend. You want to come?" So I'm going on a blind date.
No brainer.
Well, sure. Okay, Mark. I'll come along with you. I'll meet this girl. Now, the other thing you don't know about, I'm kind of prone to motion sickness.
Oh, did you go on the corkscrew?
No, the corkscrew roller coaster I'm okay with.
Okay.
There's another one, the tilt-a-whirl.
Oh, yes.
Spins
Yes,
around,
the spinning
and then
cups
and then it goes in a circle. Threw up.
all over her.
Not on her. No, I was doing that. I did make it to a trash can. But then I went to the medical facility.
Oh, jeez.
Laid down for a little while. They said, "Don't go. You feeling better? Yeah, I'm feeling better. Okay, don't go on any more spinning rides." Okay, I won't. But yeah, it killed anything.
Oh, yeah.
No second date. Nothing.
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 Yes, nothing after that.
Yeah, the Music Express was
Love the
my
Music Express.
jam. Yeah.
Only when I was younger, because I used to play the rock music. As I got older, the hip hop stuff came in. So
Yeah.
Oh well. Anyway, we got to take a break here on the Coffee Ad program. More coming your way. Steve D'Agostino is here. We got to go grab him and get him in here and see what's going on with the city. But more of Coffee Ads coming up. Stay tuned.
What does it mean to be owned by your customers? It means we don't answer to a headquarters in New York or a board of directors in Switzerland. It means we answer to a teacher in Woonsocket, a small business owner in Greenville, a contractor in Warwick. Our customers are our owners. Our owners are our customers. Come join us. Navigate Credit Union.
Krakow Deli Bakery and Smokehouse offers authentic homemade Polish food to make your next meal real special. Try our many varieties of hot and fresh pierogi with onions and dirty sour cream, or pick up golubki, kielbasa, babkas, or some fresh rye bread. We also offer a large selection of specialty and imported goods. We're open Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays from 9 to 6, Wednesdays 9 to 5, and Saturdays 8 to 5. Follow us on Facebook to learn about our weekly specials. Located at 855 Social Street in Woonsocket, Krakow Deli Bakery and Smokehouse has all the authentic Polish foods you love.
Hi, this is Joe Callahan, and I'm inviting you to join me along with Dave Richards as we broadcast from the grand opening of the Burger King this Saturday, June 10th. And the grand opening is from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. You could win free BK for a year. The first 100 guests who spend $20 or more will receive free Burger King for a year. Doors open at 12, remember that, so get in line early to save your spot. There'll be other family-friendly activities as well. Meet and greet with the Burger King, cornhole, scavenger hunt, crown decorating, build your own Whopper, and DJ Alex Brown. Plus, Burger King management will present a $1,000 donation to Woonsocket High School. And we're bringing free Canopy Lake Park tickets. Come on down and register to win those free tickets. That's the grand opening of the Burger King on Social Street this Saturday, June 10th, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. This weather forecast is being brought to you by Batteries Plus Bulbs.
The National Weather Service has issued an air quality alert and hazardous weather outlook for smoke in the air. Today, scattered showers, mainly after 2 p.m., a 30% chance of showers, cloudy with a high of 68 degrees and calm wind. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies, 49 degrees. Friday's weather, a 70% chance of showers and possibly thunderstorms in the afternoon, patchy fog, mostly cloudy skies all day with a high of 66. Saturday's weather, 50-50 chance of showers with a possible thunderstorm thrown in, partly sunny skies with a high of 69. Sunday, mostly sunny skies and 79. Monday, mostly cloudy and 78. Tuesday, mostly cloudy and 72. And Wednesday, partly cloudy skies with a high of 77.
Currently outside the Navigate Credit Union broadcast studio on the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street, we do have cloudy skies and 56 degrees. At Batteries Plus, they do more than fix phones and tablets. They help our neighbors power their lives. Visit Batteries Plus in-store, curbside, and online at batteriesplus.com. Coffee Ann here on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. I'm Joe Callahan here with Bob Lauder, Emily Haney Sheehan, and Steve D'Agostino has joined us at the Coffee Ann table. Hello there, Steve.
Hi, how are you?
Nice to have you here with us. All right, Bob, time for your first message from your law office, please.
Thank you. Good morning. This is Attorney Bob Lauder. Recent cases brought to my office during the last several weeks have encouraged me to dust off some of the advice I've provided in commercials in the past. And Diana, I wouldn't even dare mention the old clock. The advice is to engage in some realistic estate planning. And that planning is not limited just to preparing and signing a valid last will and testament and or a living trust, but also to prepare an appropriate obituary. Recently, my office was tasked with this endeavor. While I had known the deceased, I had not represented the deceased in estate planning, and I had no idea of the identity of the relatives, nor did I know the various organizations which the deceased had been involved in. Preparation of an obituary required research, and later I learned that I had overlooked some of the activities which made the life of the deceased so interesting. I know it may sound pretty morbid to suggest you sit down, pull out a pen and paper, and start writing the obituary you want published after your death. But it shouldn't be that hard. Who knows more about what you think are the important elements in your life? Do you really want to leave the task to someone else? Someone who may have forgotten that you received the Carnegie Award for heroism, but clearly remembers that your mother had to get you out of a jam when you pilfered a pack of bubble gum from a corner store when you were 6 years old.
Bob, did you do that?
The statute of limitations hasn't expired yet.
Oh, okay. No comment.
I say nothing. If you'd like to discuss this or other legal matters with me, please call my office for an appointment. My name is Bob Lauder. My telephone number is 762-4550. And the disclaimer. The Supreme Court of Rhode Island licenses all attorneys in the general practice of law. The court does not license or certify any attorney as an expert or specialist in any field of practice. Thank you.
All right, Bob, thanks. And Steve D'Agostino is here, Director of Public Works for the city of Woonsocket. So it's confession time, Steve. Anyone
What?
ever throw up on you at an amusement park, or have you thrown up on anybody?
No,
No? Okay. Are you an amusement park fan? Did you go to Rocky Point?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I did when I was young. Yeah.
Okay.
It was fun.
It was.
Yeah, I didn't go often. I probably went half a dozen times in my life, but it was okay.
All right.
I was there with Roger Williams when we were
When they
just
built
looking.
it?
Yeah.
Okay, good, good. Were you there with your hammer? And
Were you on the Mayflower? Or? No.
The old joke is, we sent the servants over on the Mayflower.
Yeah.
The
yes.
family came afterward.
Later was they had to set up housing first, right?
Right.
Smart thinking, Bob.
Yeah.
What about you, Em? Anybody throw up on you? Like a date? That would be funny.
No.
No.
But at Disney I did throw up.
What ride?
The cups. So it was
See, I don't go on the teacups there.
the teacups.
They spin way too fast.
They way too fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a new ride down there. Not at the Magic Kingdom. Hollywood Studios. It's Toyland Land.
Oh, okay.
From Toy
Yeah.
Story. And they have the spinning saucers
Oof.
from the little green guys. And I went. I was nervous going on that, but it's not bad.
Yeah.
And
No,
it's
no,
much
that's
slower than
yeah,
the,
that's Yep, that. But I mean, I was, I think,
Young.
12.
Oh, okay.
11, 12 years old. So yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, but no, I avoid.
High rate of speed is sin.
Well, I have an issue with going upside down.
Okay.
So I always, and we had this conversation during the break, I love wooden roller coasters.
Yeah. They don't go upside down.
They do not go upside down. I don't go on roller coasters that
Go
do
upside down.
go upside down.
A lot of them do now.
And
Not the wooden ones, of course.
No. And I was actually, my husband and I were the last, last two of the people that went on the cyclone at Old Riverside, which is
Okay,
now Six Flags.
Yep.
So before, and that was the oldest in the country, the oldest wooden roller coaster.
Wow.
And we actually went on it the last day that it was open.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. And it was fun. We went
Yeah.
on it like 5 times.
In a row?
Almost.
Almost?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Nothing. All right. Nothing wrong with that. It's funny. As a kid going to Rocky Point, we'd always ask our parents to go. My parents so frugal. We only went if my parents could receive like free admission. And sometimes McDonald's would do it. Sometimes Burger King would do it. Sometimes my dad got it through work. Okay, free admission or half price on the ride all day things. That's the only time we got to go.
Does anybody remember the Enchanted Forest?
South County, right?
Yes.
I remember when it was there. I was too old to go on stuff then. And that was too far for my parents to drive all the way down there. That's a 30-minute drive.
Oh, God forbid.
We didn't go down there. All right, Steve, things going on in the city. Any thoughts you want to give us on because the city just approved to buy the Dignity bus? Any thoughts?
I have mixed emotions about that.
Okay.
There's a lot of unanswered questions.
Mm-hmm.
So
In terms of liability or?
yeah, liability, upkeep. There's just all things sound good, on paper.
Mm-hmm.
The old saying, but when they're actually implemented, it's a different story.
Have they figured out who may be the ones who monitor the people who take advantage of the bus?
I think CCA has agreed to staff it like overnight.
Right.
But the thing I think that the solicitor has to vet is liability, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Woonsocket buys the bus, CCA monitors it. It's parked on private property. There's a lot of you're an attorney. There's
Right.
There's a lot of variables there.
Yes.
So I'm glad I'm not going to have to be responsible for a lawsuit or whatever. But I think there's a lot of it's a feel-good thing. It's a nice thing, right? To people out of the cold, whatever. But there's a lot of unanswered questions as far as liability with the city, whatever. As far as I'm
You're
concerned.
right. Yes.
Who do you think, Bob, then? If the city buys it, a private organization runs it, and it's on private property, who's ultimately responsible for it?
I would think that if I were an injured party, I was one of the people who was taking advantage of the temporary residency on the bus, and I'm injured in some way, I would be trying to file suit against everybody involved.
And let the
I would
judge
say that
decide?
I would say that the city didn't vet properly who was going to be providing the security. I would go after whoever was providing the security to say that they were negligent in how they had done it. I don't know if I could include the landowner who's allowing the bus to be on the property, but I would try and allege that they had been negligent in allowing
Just allowing it.
a situation to arise on their land in which I was injured.
Yeah.
I also see other issues. I'm walking from the street to the bus. I slip on the ice in the parking lot of the private owner. I'm going to be looking for some type of compensation for that. Yeah, there are issues. Now they can be covered up. They can be handled by getting some very extensive insurance
Yep.
to try and cover the costs of litigation and any settlement you may have with the injured party. But yeah, Steve is right. There's liability out there.
Okay.
Could you say that again?
There's liability out there?
No, Steve is right.
Steve is right. That's
Well, we got that recorded, too. Steve.
That seems to be a reoccurring theme.
Yeah, but when I hear that at home, Bob is right. You are right.
That's what I say to
I
my
usually-
wife. Could you repeat that please,
Yeah,
slowly?
I want it written down so I can.
My
I look at
husband
it.
does the same thing to me.
And notarized and
See,
dated.
I know for a fact that the insurance of the city will only cover
So much.
certain parameters.
Right.
So, see, I already know this. So when I hear these discussions, it's like, well, all these entities need to figure this out before you actually move forward, right? So it's, right now, to me personally, it's a feel-good situation. It's a dignity bust. People are out of the cold, and it is. It's a nice thing, but you got to think it through. Okay.
Long term.
Long term. Everybody just wants to jump and say, "Oh, it's great. It's unbelievable." No, work it through, and when it's done, being worked through and vetted, now you have something, right?
I think you're right. Yes.
And
Thank you.
it doesn't fall under the Director of Public Works.
No, it
doesn't-
most certainly does not.
You have nothing to do with it. No, okay.
Well,
Or your
other-
department has nothing to do with
No.
it. Okay.
No,
Just want to make that clear.
but
All right, Bob's got to get to court, so
Yes.
we gotta get him out. We gotta let him out of here. He's got time for one more ad for your law office, Bob, and then we'll let you go.
Thank you. Good morning. A few minutes ago, I discussed that it would be worthwhile to use an hour or so some afternoon to sit down and write your obituary. I'd like to expand that advice into, and you know it's coming, some realistic estate planning. The most difficult parts of estate planning are identifying your assets and deciding how you want your assets distributed following your death. In identifying your assets, you should make a list of what you own, all the real estate that you own, including the timeshare condos, and whose names are on the deed. All of the bank accounts, credit union accounts, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and similar financial assets, and whose names are on those accounts. And all of your IRAs, 401ks, life insurance policies, and who you have identified as beneficiaries or contingent beneficiaries in the event of your death. Then comes the distribution of the assets. Who do you want to have receive your various assets? If more than one individual, what percentage or share do you want each of the beneficiaries to receive? If a beneficiary has died before you do, who do you want to receive the bequest that you originally made to the now deceased beneficiary? Thereafter, there'll be considerations concerning the age at which a beneficiary may be entitled to receive a bequest, whether or not to establish a fund for a juvenile or a disabled beneficiary, the names of the trustees and the manner in which the trust will be administered, and whether or not it'll be appropriate to consider a living trust in addition to a last will and testament. These final decisions can best be described and discussed with an attorney. If you'd like to discuss legal matters with me, please call my office for an appointment. My name is Bob Lauder. My telephone number is 762-4550. And the disclaimer, the Supreme Court of Rhode Island licenses all attorneys in the general practice of law. The court does not license or certify any attorney as an expert or specialist in any field of practice. Thank you.
All right, Bob, thanks, and thanks for joining us today, and we hope to see you again next Thursday, right?
Thank you very much. Hope
All
so.
right, more Coffee Hands coming up. Stay tuned.
The latest word from John Chan at Chan's Fine Oriental Dining on Main Street is early bird specials. This is for dine-in only. Sunday to Thursday from 3 to 5, get $2 off 32 special combo dinners. $2 off. Drink specials on Sunday to Thursday, 3 to 9 p.m. House wine, $5. Domestic beers, $4. Mai Tai and Scorpion Bowls, $7, of course. Get your poo-poo platters at Chan's. Enjoy the awesome Chan's experience. It's so good. Chan's is at 267 Main Street, Woonsocket. And you can go online at chanseggrollsandjazz.com or give them a buzz at 765-1900. Takeout, drive-through, delivery, or sit in the booth. And now John Chan is extending those new early bird specials to 3 to 6 p.m. by popular demand, Sunday through Thursday. $2 off Chan's 32 special combination dinners till 6 p.m. Chan's. You know, when you're paying the right price for protection, you just know it. It's that warm, fuzzy, totally secure feeling, knowing that you're not only getting great coverage, but you're also not paying too much for it. And when it comes to your insurance, there's no one better at getting the right price for your protection than Allstate agents Kara and Celeste Benjamin, because they know when it comes to your bank account, every penny counts towards something bigger, something better. like a nicer car, that home update you've been dreaming of, or a phone that's fresh out of the box. Those little or big things that we work so hard for. And Kara and Celeste Benjamin want to help you work a little less by getting you the coverage you need and the savings you deserve when you switch to Allstate. Contact Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. One agency, 2 locations in North Smithfield and Bellingham. 765-5000 for a free quote today. Allstate, you're in good hands. And you're in good hands with Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. Savings vary based on the average annual savings reported by new auto customers surveyed in 2019 who switched to Allstate.
Fresco Italiano, a Night of the Arts, returns to the St. Anartan Cultural Center on Saturday evening, June 24th at 5 p.m. The evening will feature professional artists, an art competition by the Northern Rhode Island Council of the Arts featuring students from Woonsocket and Cumberland high schools, and a delicious Italian buffet served under the center's magnificent fresco paintings. Tickets are available at Beeler's Flowers, Creative Impressions, The Honey Shop, Timeless Antiques, and Vos True Value Hardware. For more information and menu, visit the St. Anartan Cultural Center website.
All right, it's Coffee and here on ON, AM, and FM. Thanks for joining us. Bob Lauder had to go. Emily Haney-Sheen from the call is here. Steve D'Agostino from the city of Woonsocket is here as well. And we got a call in, 766-1240. The note just says to the panel, so what do you do for the homeless? Tell them they cannot have a tent city. I don't really know what the...
What's that, a question?
No, it's more of a statement.
Oh, it's a statement? From
Yeah.
who?
I don't know. We don't have names.
Oh.
So what do you do? Well, it's kind of a rhetorical question. So what do you do for the homeless? Tell them they cannot have a tent city.
What do you do?
I don't know if it's
I don't know. What do you
if we
do?
don't have the dignity bus, what do we do? I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Any
that's
thoughts, Em?
that's a societal question, right?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you want the best situations available for the homeless population.
Right.
Depending on whether it's in the summer or in the colder months. But
I think the mayor, had it right when she said, many people that are homeless, like you're homeless for a reason, right? Mm-hmm. In this day and age, there's so many opportunities for work. So why aren't you working? Well, maybe you have a drug addiction, maybe you have an alcohol problem, maybe you have a mental issue, whatever. And back when I was growing up, there were type of programs for this, for different things like that. And now it's just like by the wayside, and people just, go on their merry way, and they decide that they don't fit in, or they can't work, or they have an addiction,
or don't want to,
or don't want to, exactly.
But at least knowing and making it available that there are programs out there, and maybe
that's what CCA is supposed to do with this dignity
exactly,
bus.
yeah.
Exactly. At least it's just another step forward for the opportunity for the homeless population to get
out.
shelter, help, recovery programs, work programs, things like that.
And it's not like Woonsocket hasn't done their share. It's share.
Oh,
right?
Absolutely.
I mean, when you think about it, I would say I'd venture to 60% of downtown Woonsocket is dedicated to nonprofit agencies who deal with this. How much more do you want Woonsocket to do? How much more? All your prime real estate is dedicated to nonprofits. Do you want no for-profit business in the city? I mean, sooner or later, there's a breaking point.
And the city did a lot housing the homeless at the Woonsocket Motor Inn.
Listen, I'm on the board of the Woonsocket Housing Authority. I'm a commissioner. There's 1,000 or more units designated to either elderly, people who are are on the lower income scale. I mean, so how much do you want? How much do you want? You want buses now? You want You know, do you want the entire city to turn into a nonprofit?
Or do they want or do they want, does the caller want people to be allowed to set up their tent cities again like they
Well,
used
no,
to be?
I'm completely
You're
against
against that.
tents being set up on city property
Mm-hmm.
or state property that's in the city. Listen, if you want to be homeless, there are acres and acres and acres of land. You know, go get a tent. I know I would, and I certainly wouldn't be in the Northeast. I'd be down south. You know what I mean? In Florida or South Carolina where it's warm.
Yeah.
Why would I come freeze over here? So, you know, think it out. Think it through.
All right. Steve, any other projects that the Public Works is doing or coming up because it's going to be summertime?
Well, I mean, we always have. I mean, we're doing this athletic complex now. That's massive. I mean, that's
Still moving
And how is
along?
how is that going
it's going great
with the gravel?
Yeah, no, it sells every day.
Mm-hmm.
There's more and more land being developed. You can start to see the bigger picture. It's just too bad that it was delayed by, the previous council, kicked down the road, excuse after excuse after excuse, It should have just happened. You'd have already been playing on it now,
Yeah.
And
Is there an ETA now when it might all be when?
Well,
when it could all be complete?
we have to move the material first, so
Yeah.
that could take more than a year,
Okay.
right? And then to build the actual complex will take a good 6 months to a year. So it could be a couple of years away, easily. We're still dealing with the Synagro situation in the wastewater plant, which is running perfectly, knock on wood,
Yeah.
but it's under duress, and that's a long story. There's a lot of things I can't discuss on the air with that.
Sure.
So
When they build a football field over at Cass Park, can we name it after you?
No.
The Steve D'Agostino Memorial Football
I
Field?
don't want, and I mean this wholeheartedly, I don't want anything named after me
you, okay.
whatsoever. Matter of fact, lose the number. Okay? So it's not about that. It's about trying to bring the best things to the city that have been neglected for decades because no one had the nerve to do it. No one had the vision. No one had the, quite frankly, the brains to see it through. There was always an excuse, a reason
do it, yeah.
not to do it. It's like the water treatment plant. 25 years they talked about building a water treatment plant. Well, just put it out to bid
Yeah.
and build it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What's the problem? So,
Oh, we don't have the money, Steve.
well, you found it because
Well,
we built
someone
it.
did, yeah. That's right.
So,
All right. And doing any road resurfacing?
yeah, we always do.
Always,
Yeah, that's always going on. I mean, we're doing Rhode Island Energy. They just paved about 20 plus streets.
For you, huh? They did that.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
I mean, you can't get better than that.
Yep.
And then we're going to do our, half a dozen or so as time goes on. But, that's a continuing project. Yeah. So, there's so many. We're building a facility for the water department. We want to buy a building to house the water employees in the interim while the old one gets knocked down. I think we should sell the All Saints property. I think we may have some interest in that. So,
I think when the mayor was here, they talked about putting the water people in the old Viola Berard building.
Yeah, that's
Is
the
that still
building that we
moving-
want to purchase.
Still moving forward with that?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So, there's a lot of things. I mean, she's always got something going on. The mayor
And the street sweeping
yeah,
project?
that's going. I mean, that's it's routine. It's usually done by 4th of July. It's usually all done. So it's going well.
What do you do with that stuff that you sweep
That goes
up?
to the landfill.
Does it? Oh, okay,
Yeah.
you can't reuse that for,
No,
for
no.
anything?
Well, there's no more sand now.
Right.
It's all leaves and nip bottles and
Yeah.
cigarette butts, syringes. sign of the times,
See,
right?
we had the bottle bill on those nip bottles, Em, you know?
Nice, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm the one who's out cleaning my own gutter, so
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, and we thank you for that.
no, you're welcome.
And
Yeah.
keep going, by the way.
Yeah.
Wherever you live, keep going.
Right down the road.
Go right down the road. Do the drain too while you're at it. So,
And then in regards to, you know, lawn bags and things like that, you know, when is that going to be ending? Because it usually does end, and then they have to
Right.
go and purchase a
Yeah.
you know, a pass for the
yeah.
dump. So
Yeah, for the dumping, whatever.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Liz Kerrigan has all that
Yeah.
information. Reach out to her, and she'll provide. She does a good job with that.
All right.
So-
Well, we're running out of time. We've come to the end of the program. We thank you very much for listening
Okay.
in. As always, we thank Bob Lauder for coming in. Steve D'Agostino, thanks for coming in as always.
My pleasure.
The National
Thank you.
Weather Service has
Enjoy your day.
Thanks. I will certainly try. Em, thanks for coming in as well today.
Thanks for having me. I'll be here next week, same time, same place. And everybody have a wonderful weekend and be safe out there with
Yard
the air.
race ends tomorrow. I just got a.
Yard waste ends tomorrow.
Someone's listening to me.
It's,
My
yes.
employees, thank God.
Yes.
And because
And-
they always correct me.
Yeah, and everybody be safe, you know, with the air quality
Yes.
as
Yeah.
well.
Right.
Well, you can blame the Canadians.
We do. All right. This is Joe Callahan. Have a great day. Stay tuned for Gary Smith and the crew. Do you remember us at 9:30 here on ON Radio.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news. There is a proposal on Beacon Hill in Boston for a new tax of 0.5% to 2%, they haven't decided yet, on some real estate transactions. It would apply to home sales over $1 million, which is becoming so likely in Massachusetts these days. So many houses are up near $1 million or over. Supporters say the tax would generate more revenue for a trust fund to help create affordable housing statewide. Opponents argue that it'll just drive up the cost of what are already